With Teresa and Melissa not speaking, the Real Housewives of New Jersey could be in trouble with no possibility of moving forward. The drama between the two housewives has been a central storyline for years, but the network may have to make a cut for the sake of peace. As the reunion starts to air, there's definitely some blood in the water. For the last 10 years, since The Real Housewives of New Jersey Season 3, Teresa Giudice and Joe Gorga, once a close pair of siblings, have been at one another's throats. In 2011, an argument broke out at baby Joey Gorga's christening, which showed Joe losing his temper with his father while screaming about Joe Giudice. Teresa's been trying to set up Melissa for years, always noting that she wasn't good enough for her baby brother. Teresa's been trying to call Melissa out as a stripper and has said she's a cheater. There's no love lost between the two women. Why Teresa Giudice should leave Rhobh? Teresa's been a known liar for years, as she often makes up stories in order to come out smelling like a rose. The Real Housewives of New Jersey co-star Louis Ruelas isn't very likable after his true colors showed through this past season. Teresa's lied about Melissa and Joe rejecting her daughter. Giudice told Danielle Staub to attack Margaret Josephs, and even fibbed to the federal government about her taxes. The OG cast members' time may be up. Why Melissa should leave Rhobh? The major argument that Melissa should leave the show is centered on the fact that she and Joe have been riding Teresa's coattails for ages. It hasn't gone unnoticed that the mother of three has no real storyline of her own. While it was interesting to see Melissa fight for her own business, especially since Joe was very old school in his thinking, the Envy owner's only drama is with Teresa. Now, with their falling out, the two are no longer on speaking terms. This could spell the end of Melissa's Bravo contract. The Real Housewives of New Jersey reunion just aired part 1, and already showed Melissa and Teresa at one another's throats. The trailer revealed that Teresa still believes her sister-in-law called the feds on her, despite having no proof. Melissa has finally begun to stand up for herself. She's letting Teresa have it when it comes to witty retorts. With the family relationships torn, Bravo will have to figure out the best move for the series, and fast. For over a decade, The Real Housewives of New Jersey has been anchored by one of the most explosive, emotional, and talked about dynamics in Bravo history, Teresa Giudice and Melissa Gorga. From christening chaos to table flips, family betrayals to reconciliation retreats, their bond, strained by blood and fame, has been a cornerstone of the franchise. But as Season 14 comes to a bitter close, it's clearer than ever. The Teresa-Melissa relationship is not just fractured, it's finished. No more fake hugs. No more half-hearted peace talks. No more pretending for cameras. So the question looming over Bravo, its producers, and millions of viewers is this: where does Rhobh go from here? Let's explore how the show may evolve, survive, and maybe even thrive without its central feud. The final straw: we're done. Season 14 offered no shortage of tension, but the family's final implosion was less explosive and more silent. Cold shoulders, unsubtle digs, and total avoidance made it clear. Teresa and Melissa were finished with each other. For good. There was no teary reunion, no peace summit, just emotional exhaustion, and producers seemingly out of patience with trying to glue this broken family back together. In a recent Watch What Happens live appearance, Andy Cohen all but confirmed what fans had sensed. They're not even speaking. There's no path forward together right now. That left Rhobh at a crossroads, because for so long the show's structure orbited around their animosity. Remove it, and you risk losing the gravitational pull. Unless you change the orbit entirely. A fresh cast shakeup may be coming. Bravo insiders are already hinting that a Season 15 reboot may be in the works, and not just a typical friend of swap, but something bigger. Think, a split cast or a time jump, a la Real Housewives of New York's 2023 reboot. One potential direction, a split-focus season with two separate filming groups. One may follow Teresa's world, her marriage to Louis, her new friendships, her daughters growing into adulthood. The other could zero in on Melissa's circle, her businesses, marriage to Joe, and her social rise outside the family drama. It's a bold move, but it might be the only way forward without forcing awkward group scenes that feel more staged than ever. Letting new stars shine. For years, newer housewives have struggled to break through the shadow of the Teresa-Melissa feud. But with that storyline fading, Rhobh has an opportunity to invest in fresh narratives and women. Danielle Cabral, Rachel Fuda, and Jen Fessler have emerged as fan favorites, each offering something different. Danielle with her explosive energy, Rachel with a sharp wit and family-first focus, and Jen with her unfiltered takes and surprisingly touching moments. Producers may finally give them the space to develop fully realized arcs, friendship clashes, personal growth, real-life stakes, without every story circling back to that family fight. Teresa's solo era, can it work? Teresa without Melissa feels strange at first, but remember, Teresa has always been the breakout star of Rhobh. Table flips aside, she's a Bravo icon with a built-in fan base and compelling personal storyline. Her marriage to Louis, the fallout with Joe and Melissa, and her complicated journey raising 4 daughters post-prison have given her plenty of narrative fuel. The question is, can Teresa build a new friend group on camera now that her ties to the existing cast are nearly all severed? It won't be easy. She's burned bridges with many OGs, and her polarizing personality can be a double-edged sword. But with the right additions, say, new housewives aligned with her, or even a crossover bestie from another city, Teresa's solo chapter could thrive. Imagine Teresa navigating her new reality with help from other Bravo icons like Dolores Catania, still loyal, or an unexpected alliance with Real Housewives of Miami's Gertie Abrera. Stranger things have happened. Melissa's comeback route. Meanwhile, Melissa Gorga has quietly built an empire outside that Rhobh bubble. Fashion boutiques, podcast appearances, a curated social media presence. Though she may not be Bravo's most controversial star, she's polished, marketable, and knows how to play the long game. If the show pivots to a less family-heavy, more aspirational model, think Beverly Hills meets Jersey chic, Melissa could flourish. Think power lunch scenes, family dynamics with Joe and their kids, and deeper dives into her business ambitions. She might also become a mentor to younger housewives, guiding Rachel or Danielle through the social jungle of Jersey with a bit of sass and plenty of shade. A return to the roots, friendship, family, and fabulosity. What Rhobh has always done well, aside from feuds, is balancing glamour with grit. Jersey women are known for being fiercely loyal, emotionally raw, and unapologetically bold. With the Teresa-Melissa war in the rearview mirror, Season 15 could refocus on what made the show great in the first place: messy brunches, over-the-top parties, fierce fashion, and moments of real heart. We might see less screaming across tables and more vulnerability. Women dealing with aging parents, struggling marriages, rebellious teenagers. Add in a few Hamptons getaways and high-stakes charity galas, and you've got the recipe for a revitalized Rhobh. The fans, divided but hopeful. Of course, the fan base remains deeply split. Teresa loyalists versus Melissa defenders. Some say Melissa should have left seasons ago. Others claim Teresa's reign has gone stale. But one thing unites everyone: they want the show to work. Social media comments reflect a mix of nostalgia and curiosity. I'll miss the family drama, but I'm ready for something new. Let Teresa go and let the younger women rise. Split the cast, Team Melissa and Team Teresa. Best of both worlds. Bravo is listening. And with Housewives franchises evolving across the board, Rhobh's reboot, Rhobh's Trauma to Triumph arcs, And RHOSLC's wild energy, there's no doubt Jersey will adapt, too.